Edwin, I need to speak to you.
What can I do for you?
I'm going to have need of your talents. Come with me.
You offer me what? Sword play, suspicion, and sarcasm? Huh. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Edwin, I need to speak to you.
What can I do for you?
I would like to ask you a few questions. Alas called you a sorceress. Well, are you one?
A sorceress? Only a rube or an imbecile would call someone a sorceress. If Aeolus had even a minimum of intelligence and discernment, he would have chosen another term. I do a bit of magic, it's true, but that makes me a magician. Nonetheless, my abilities could never rival those of a lord of the frozen shadows, even if I am far more powerful than any red scribe will ever be.
So this demon inside me, what is it?
I can't say for sure. I've only rarely ever seen something so interesting, but all the same, I'm certain of one thing. Your host is directly linked to the World Heart.
To the World Heart?
It's a simple question of logic. The ritual performed by the scribes had to make contact with the World Heart somehow. Your affinity for flames is a crucial clue.
Okay, but what's my role in all this?
For now, you are the vehicle. You'll have to decide if you're going to use its power or just be a simple vessel.
Can we win this war?
You already know the answer. What was the last battle the Dead Walker army lost?
I never heard of them losing a battle.
In fact, the last time was 12 years ago. In those days, Vertiol didn't even know the Lords of the Frozen Shadows existed, or that they were at war. This all took place in a kingdom in the northeast. I don't recall the name, but their victory was destined to be short-lived. A few days after having stopped the Deadwalker army, the kingdom was razed to the ground by an even greater offensive.
But then it is possible to win a battle.
You haven't understood. Whatever the result of a battle, the Deadwalker army feeds. Whether they win or lose, they always prevail. All the bodies that fall are eventually integrated into their ranks.
It's a war of attrition.
If it were only military victory they sought, yes. But don't forget, they are crafty and intelligent. They can defeat you long before you are overwhelmed by a ruse or by magic.
Sounds promising. What do you think about our investigation?
We know that these joyful and lively inhabitants are frolicking the night away, so that is at least mildly interesting. They are undoubtedly possessed by some creature, one that is hiding not far away from here. We should go and speak with that model of military rigor, the head of the guards.
Thanks.
That was a close one. This whole business stinks. If we can't tell the difference between one of these creatures and the villagers, we're totally fucked. It seemed like they were coming back from the southeast swamps. Maybe something down there is causing all this shit.
Whatever power be the origin of these possessions, it be ours.
I'll check it out.
We go east, then. I'm not happy about any of this. More and more, I am sensing the Ice Lords behind all of this. You should speak about it with your captain.
Edwin, I need to speak to you.
What can I do for you?
I would like to... What do you think about our investigation?
We just have to find this creature. We look east if our inquiries have been correct. Probably in a cave.
Thanks.
Captain, we're under attack. The Deadwalkers are headed this way. We have to be ready for them.
Are you serious, Vulcan?
As a heart attack, Cap. You remember those strange guys? They were possessed by a Deadwalker creature. It was able to use them to find out everything there is to know about this place, and send back the information to their leaders.
Delightful. That's all I needed. Right. You go and sort out the spies. I'll handle setting up defenses for this rat hole.
Got it, Captain.
Edwin,
What can I do?
I would like to... What do you think about our...
We just have to find this creature.
Thanks. Edwin, I need to speak to...
What can I do?
I would like to... What do you think about her?
We just have to find...
Thanks.
There is none that thou knowest in this cavern, rest assured of that. The being that lives here wishes to take over this body.
Huh. You mean my body?
A pity that thou art not as combative with it. It is consuming thy mind e'en now, and yet thou dost offer no resistance. If thou dost allow it to continue, thou wilt be erased. Replaced, and that is not in my best interests either.
Now that's ironic. Isn't that what you're doing to me?
An insulting comparison. This parasite is nothing. It is insignificant. I can easily protect us, if thou dost allow it. Thou shouldst give me more space, more liberty. Open thy mind instead of keeping me prisoner.
Yeah, we'll see. You're asking me to let you come in and mark out your territory. But at what price?
Thou wilt gain access to a greater part of me, to my knowledge, to my power. All that thou risketh is to gain in knowledge and power, and that can do thee no harm. We shall only be stronger, both of us.
Well, let's see. Everything is rosy and without a care.
I imagine that thou wouldst undergo a slight physical transformation. Thy body was not conceived to contain a power such as mine. It will consume thee if thou refuseth to evolve.
There we go. Admit it. You feel better.
Whatever thou risketh in trusting me is insignificant in comparison with what awaits us if thou dost stay and do nothing. If thou dost refuse to evolve, we will both soon be lost, and this world will follow.
All right. Between the non-stop screaming and all your moaning, my head is going to explode anyway. So go ahead and do it.
Wise decision. Thou wilt not regret it. Now, thou must empty out all of thy thoughts. Allow me to move. Yes. At last I can move. Breathe. Think freely.
Edwin,
What can I do?
I would like to ask you a few... What do you think of...
We just have to find this creature. We look east if our...
Thanks.
Thou mayest continue. If anything tries to control thy mind, I will make certain they understand who is in command.
Damn, this place is giving me the shivers. At least there's nobody here to give a shit if I crap my pants.
If thou art incapable of controlling thy body, thou mayest as well let me do it.
Don't push me.
Beware of those creatures. They are powerful and probably the most vicious in all the Deadwalker army.
who's been spied in the village. Now that I see you, I understand why you'd rather not show up in person. I don't hear your voice in my head anymore. So you're the one who's been spied in the village. Now that I see you, I understand why you'd rather not show up in person. I don't hear your voice in my head anymore, actually. You must have figured that out already. So if you've got a message to deliver, you're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Forget it. I came down here to do two things. Look for mushrooms and kick somebody's ass. Guess what? I ain't found any mushrooms. Well, your Ice Lords have never messed with a Powder Master, now have they?
If you listen to the rabble who actually live in the swamps, we should head back to the village now. If he was right, and a general is directing the attack, only your power could stop them.
There's no time for this. I should head to the village. I know this place. The village is not far away to the right.
Vulcan, where were you? We were up to our necks in it. They're everywhere. We're holding this gate, but I think the others have been overrun.
Do you know where the captain is?
He headed for the center of the village. Sounded like it wasn't going well over there. You should go and help him.
prince is on the move again, and he's not wasting any time.
The puppet he confronts. It is not like the others.
It's more likely to be the puppet master. He looks like a Deadwalker general. He's probably leading the assault on Valvanor.
All of this power he animates with, it belongs to me. It was stolen and twisted by your miserable magicians. It is time to take back what is mine by right.
If you're planning to take care of him like all the others, sounds good to me. Prince Arundel won't last long facing that kind of monster.
He is using more power than thou wilt allow me to deploy.
I can take care of myself, and here's my plan. I'm gonna come at him with everything I've got. Killing their general is gonna screw up our enemies big time. Let's go do it. Prince is on the move. It's more like... If you're planning, I can take... That was one tough death's head. But it won't command anyone now. Without their general, the Deadwalkers should leave us alone for a while. But they'll reorganize, so we can't stay here.
You're right, mercenary. Let's use the time to leave. It's now or never if we're going to get to Caralthas. My father and the armies of the Free Nations should be there. If we hurry, we may be able to participate in the mother of all battles and finally push back the Ice Lords.
If thou dost throw thyself into this battle, the only thing that thou wouldst find is thy death, and the only chance thou hast for saving this world will disappear with thee. Their armies will not win. He knows this, but that is not what motivates him. He is seeking his father's approval. He wants to buy the crown by delivering us to his king. He believes we are at his command. But he is mistaken. I only serve and live for the World Heart. Thy elven city is closer. I can feel it. Forget these suicidal battles. If thou join with them, thy so-called friends will end up turning against thee out of fear or envy.
Edwin seems to be fascinated by you. And I'm the only one who has supported her. She has no reason to oppose me.
The Alliance of Pariahs. Do not say that thou dost really believe that. Especially about that sorceress. She will do anything for a bit of power. And thou wouldst cling to her yet? Thou hast no more choice. Thou must hasten to the World Heart and purify it. It is thine only chance. Do combat there, and if thou art not slain, at least one of thy companions, if not all of them, will betray thee to try to control or study the power I bring thee.
Vulcan? Vulcan? You were far away. Is it the demon? He was talking to you, wasn't he?
Yes, it happens sometimes.
You have to make a decision soon. Will you join us in the battle at Caralthas?
I don't know yet.
I understand. It's been a long day. I'll let you think it over for a while. Let me know when you've made a decision.
Do you think we should listen to Prince Arundel and go with him to Karlthas?
The great elven army and what is left of the human army in this part of Vertiel are now gathering at Karlthas. Separately, none of these troops stood a chance. But united... well, in any case, it's the only hope we have left. Reinforcements from the Freeborn Blades and Red Scribes will help. And so will you, from what I've seen. And even if I don't approve of all the strategic choices made by my sovereign these last few years, I think he'll rise to the occasion now that he can no longer retreat. He knows the lands around Karlthas perfectly, so I'm sure he will bring the battle onto terrain that will favor us. And since you're curious to know more about what happened to you, my people's scholars are famous. They can surely help you.
You've got it all figured out.
I believe we can manage to hold the Deadwalker army back this time. Though it's a bit early to start celebrating.
Do you think we ought to follow the prince to Karlthas?
If you want to get to the World Heart, we'll need to go by there. But the prince's company seems both unnecessary and dangerous. Believe me, I know his type all too well. Invested with a mission he is soon overwhelmed by, probably named by some obscure prophecy. In the name of his family, or because of an idealized vision of his future duties as sovereign, he will give his all. In other words, all his imbecility. Chasing after glory and honor, unprepared and unprotected, he will only lead us to disaster.
Seeing the shit we're in, I don't think he's doing it just for the glory. He's got an interest in having everybody survive.
And in making it look like everyone has survived entirely due to his talents, and not those of a mercenary who can produce flames and defeat a general of the Deadwalkers. Do you really believe he wants you around just because he enjoys your company? Not to mention the increasing threat implied by our friends dressed all in red.
What do you suggest we do?
When we get to Karlthas, we better give them the slip and head to Blackfrost's domain.
Why should we go down there?
Because those lands are positioned quite close to the city of the elves, and like all the lands of the Ice Lords, it's a point of entry into the World Heart.
What do you intend to do now? We can't stay here.
I have to talk things over with the other members of my order. But we planned on going to Karlthas, and I think that is still the best idea. Everything that is left of the human and elf armies is there. If we join forces, we should be strong enough to hold out against the Deadwalkers. The contract with your company only ends once there anyway, and I doubt your captain wants to break it. What's more, it might be an excellent opportunity to learn more about your guest. The elven sages are famous, and their library holds many reference books. And I suggest, until we should learn more, that you neither listen to it nor obey it. I think it's lying to you, manipulating you, and that it has other goals than just our survival.
Arundel wants me to go with him to Karlthas. What do you think?
You should go with him. Karlthas is our only hope for now, and the prince seems like a good man. We would be safer there. Both the human and elven armies are gathered there, and I believe you may find some answers there also. The elven sages are some of the wisest people on Vertiel. If anyone can figure out what has happened to you, they can.
It's pretty obvious what happened to me. A demon has somehow gotten into my head, and now I gotta live with it.
And this does not worry you?
Yeah, it's starting to scare me.
I can imagine. These new powers come at a price, and I fear that you, Vulcan, your very self, may be the price that has to be paid. You must go to Karlthas so they can examine you. I believe you must find a way to control this thing, or even rid yourself of it before it's too late.
Prince Arundel is asking us to join up with his forces in Caranthas to fight the Dead Walker army. What do you think?
For years now, the Knight has fought in many battles and with many different armies. The generals, the kings, and the chiefs of those armies were usually ready to sacrifice the lives of their men with no remorse in order to win. If the mercenary goes to Caranthas, this prince will use him for his own purposes and sacrifice him if needs be. He cares for nothing beyond his own safety. And if he is faced with the Ice Lords, he would turn and flee, as did his brothers before him. The Knight is weary of these doubts and petty thoughts. He wishes to return to the attack and strike the Ice Lords at their very hearts. If he was in the mercenaries' place, he would listen to the demon and follow its plan. And he would like to know that he would not stand alone in this final battle.
We'll be able to break camp soon. Where's our next objective?
For now, we're going to stick with the Red Scribes. They haven't paid us yet, and they won't until we reach Caranthas. In any case, that's where we're headed. I sent Wolf on ahead of us a few weeks ago to see if he could find fresh volunteers for us, but I don't think there's much hope of that. This war is looking worse and worse for us. In 10 years fighting, the Deadwalkers haven't lost a single battle. I suppose we could hide for a while. But considering what's left of Vertiel, that would be like hiding in a pile of ashes. We have to come up with some alternatives. And for now, I can only think of one. The demon. For the moment, it's the only card we have left to play.
Thy captain is less stubborn than thee. Methinks I should perhaps have chosen him as a vessel.
He is the best weapon we have. Since he's been with me, we've beaten a Juggernaut and a Deadwalker general. He could be the thing that changes the course of this war for us.
I never know if it's you or it that's talking to me. But I feel like we have the same goals. So let's go to Caranthas. We'll link up with our brothers in arms and try to find a way to access the World Heart. I'm not going to pretend this is the best plan I've ever made. To tell you the truth, it's not even a plan. But I guess we're going to have to defer to this demon.
There you are, at last. So, have you made your decision?
We will go together to Caranthas, but once there our paths must part. I have to find the World Heart and purify it.
I hope that you will change your mind on the way. We will need you.
It is but a stage.
It's not enough.
It is a stage. To move in haste would risk incinerating this body, and that is not what we want. Why think thee that the necromancers use their ritual spears to suck the lifeblood from the World Heart? Why think theeist that not one among them can control the flame? They can but use the energy of the World Heart. We hold its power, the flame. Aside from the dragons, no fleshly vessel has ever been able to master it.
Yes. See what good it did them? Now that I am revealed, the sorcerers will covet this power.
As do thy supposed allies. Thou shouldst beware of them, and their weakness. Let nothing stop thee from preserving thyself, lest we finish, as did the dragons.
Perhaps it is time I took things in hand.
Vulcan, Have you seen something?
They use thee.
You coming, Vulcan? Your captain will be wondering where we are.
Huh? Yes, of course. Let's go.
There you are, sire. Right. Change of plan. Seeing how cold it is, it will come as no surprise to you to learn that the dead walkers have already been here. They're still close.
We must rejoin my father's army as swiftly as we may.
I think we already found them. Take a look around us.
There are survivors. Apparently they are camped not far from here. This soldier will lead us to them.
Prince Arundel, my lord, can it be you?
Soldier, what happened here? Is the king with you?
The Deadwalkers took us by surprise. The cold and the ice. We stood no chance. Almost all of the city has been invaded by the ice.
My father, where is the king?
I know not, Your Highness. But a few of us were able to escape. Lord Commander Valen has built a camp close by the city.
Valen is here. Take us to his camp.
By your leave. Follow me, my lord.
My prince, we had lost all hope of seeing you return safe. We have no word from Bastion.
Bastion is lost, Valen. We came into this war too late. The General of the Alliance gave his life that I should escape with Relmar.
The deserter. What business did he have at Bastion?
The deserter was fighting, while you and your wondrous army waited, warm and safe, sat upon their asses. I hope the result is pleasing to you, Valen.
Silence, both of you. Relmar saved my life, Valen. For now, you will consider him pardoned.
By your will, my lord. And I see that you are escorted by the Freeborn Blades.
In truth, they are escorting the Red Scribes, but their presence is our good fortune. They have already once put the dead walkers to rout in the marshes. This man slew one of their generals before my very eyes. I will tell you more of this later. Now I must speak with my father. Where is he?
No one knows, my prince. The king was still in the royal palace when the river Estelduin fell upon the city.
The river? What happened?
'Twas like a great wave that froze all that it touched. We had seen the approach of the Deadwalkers' vanguard 4 days before, and we had raised Caroltas's defenses in preparation. Not even the sight of 10 juggernauts would have afeared us, but we never dreamt that an Ice Lord would come to lead the assault himself. He walked calmly to within an arrow's flight of the gates, never once speaking. And then, the river rose up from its bed to form a gigantic cloud that hung up over Caroltas. We understood our peril too late. Near all of our soldiers stood atop the ramparts or in the streets when the ice cloud fell. All were frozen where they stood. That was his signal to launch their assault, but we were already vanquished. We fought to cover our retreat.
We must find the king!
I know, my prince, but every entry to the city is guarded, and we cannot risk being discovered.
It is clear we will not travel 200 paces if we do not first slay the sentinels close to the encampment. Only then will we be able to attempt to enter the city and save your father.
I'm sorry, but you'll be going without the Freeborn Blades. Our mission here is completed. We will only be able to go on a reconnaissance mission. I had men in Caroltas. If they're still alive, I must do all I can to get them out. But if it's confirmed that they're dead, my company are leaving. The Red Scribes have been delivered to Caroltas. Our contract has been fulfilled.
We are only delivered outside the city gates of Caradthas, Captain. The gold that we owe you lies inside its walls.
We have brought you as close as is possible. I will not send my men to their slaughter. You are in the hands of the Elven army now, Liestas, as was promised. The fact that you failed in your mission is not my problem. You can keep your goddamn gold. There's nowhere left in this cursed region to spend it anyhow.
That is regrettable, Captain. Your experience would have been a boon to us. I can only hope you will reconsider your decision.
Some of my soldiers tell me that the Deadwalkers have taken prisoners. Perhaps your own men are amongst those unhappy souls.
Vulcan, we'll make camp close to the south gate. You go and question those lads. With a little luck, one of them might have seen something.
Understood, Captain.
Wait! Wait! There are many powerful creatures around us.
How powerful?
One of them feels too strong, even for you. The others are less able to resist you. You should start with the weaker ones and absorb their energy before taking on the big one. Do you think you can handle it?
I'll let you know after I've tried. Damn, it's freezing here. Aren't you cold?
I've spent many winters in libraries with no heating. After that, you hardly notice the cold. Which reminds me, do you know if the library in the city is still intact?
No idea. You looking for any book in particular?
Not a book, many books. The elves have the most advanced culture in the world. Their libraries contain works of inestimable value. We should find them. They could be useful to us.
Mercenary, I owe you my life. I'll never forget that.
How did you get out of your coma in the village?
I don't know. All I know is that I opened my eyes and heard the sound of fighting. I just had the time to grab my weapon and get out into the village square. It looked like the general of the Deadwalkers was waiting for me. Sometimes, the sense of duty is more powerful than the pain of wounds.
Maybe the cure we made finally worked.
Relmar told me about that. Maybe you saved my life twice, not just once. Who knows? In any case, I owe you a lot. I won't forget it.
Do you know Relmar well?
I knew him well. A long time ago, when we were young. He and I were milk brothers. We grew up together in my father's palace. But life goes on, and by the time we were adults, we were forced apart. Relmar defied my father's authority, and openly rebelled against his people. He betrayed us.
He had a good reason for it.
A good reason? What reason? Dragging us into a war with the Ice Lords without preparation?
His cause was just. He refused to watch the other peoples of Vertiel suffer and fall one after the other. If the elves had helped, maybe we wouldn't be here today.
We could talk about how just his cause is for days. How could we know what would have happened? Maybe we wouldn't be here today. He wanted to act fast. He was always impulsive. But that behavior led him to reject his king. And his best friend at the same time. He betrayed us, and his recent feats of arms can't change anything, even if it wounds my heart.
Why did the elves enter the war so late?
That decision cost us dearly. It isn't easy to watch the other peoples of Vertiel suffer and fall one after the other. But our king felt that we needed to gain time. We had information about the Deadwalkers that led us to be careful. Long before the war officially began, they were already crushing all of their opponents far to the north.
And you said nothing? You could have warned the other kingdoms.
We told them to avoid the fight, to flee and regroup. They didn't. So we preferred to stay neutral and not provoke the Ice Lords. They must have known they couldn't defeat us without loot. So they saved the greatest prize for the last. We thought that our best trained troops could. We underestimated them, and neglected to take into account.
Are you from Carolthas?
Yes, I was born there. I spent most of my life there. We knock things down so seldom that the city is built in layers. But I've unfortunately never visited. I suppose that's why you asked the question.
I'll be going.
Vulcan, I hope you've got...
There were freeborn blades in Carolthas.
Your captain told me about them, but I don't know what happened to them. Some of my soldiers reported that they saw humans among... Talk to them. They can tell you if they were your brother.
I still haven't found your passageway.
It's there, somewhere.
What's the situation between...
We've lost control of the outlying areas. The Deadwalkers have set up 2 watchtowers, and...
2 towers, huh? Precious. I could take them for you.
That would let us try to execute some sorties. Up to you. But if you do try it, I'd be much obliged if you would let me know as quickly as... Because that breathing room won't last long.
I have some questions. How did you survive the battle?
I was lucky. When we got wind of the arrival of the Deadwalkers, I was outside Carolthas when they attacked. Over the days that followed, I tried to gather together as many...
Do you have any information?
Very little. I can only trust what the last soul... Apparently, most of the Deadwalker troops have left. He assigned one of his concubines to control the region, but I have no idea. That said, if the Ice Lords keep to their usual tactics, they'll clean up the last pockets of resistance.
Do you know if there's any other...
The rare information I get these days is not good. The Chiller has apparently laid waste to one of the major elf settlements in the east. There are probably pockets of resistance, but...
This war is lost. Thou wouldst better find it.
It is my duty to fight to the last breath.
What can you tell me about...
I understand what you're asking. The answer is yes. He has demonstrated skill and courage, sometimes endangering his own life. He has, of course.
I see. The young prince wanted...
He was merely seeking to...
I'll be going now.
Just in time, Vulcan. I'm afraid I need your help again.
What happened to you now?
To me, nothing. It's about my people. Have you ever heard?
No.
No. I mean, yes. It's priceless, but it's not for...
I'm not sure I follow you.
I'll explain. Every elf possesses a stone of souls, which contains the memories and emotions from all the greatest moments of his life. These stones are passed from generation to generation. It's a way of preserving the memories of our people and of honoring our ancestors. With all of those who died at Carolthas, there are thousands of stones abandoned in the city. We cannot just leave them there. You're no doubt the one who will be traveling to our city the most. If you could bring back as many of them as possible, I'd be eternally grateful. Actually, all of my people will be in your debt. At least the...
All right, I'll take care of it. But don't expect to see me dancing around with a wheelbarrow.
That would in fact be an amusing sight. But I do get your meaning. Whenever you can, even if we manage to save only a very few, we will at least preserve...
I'll see what I can do. Let's change... I have a few... I'm guessing this is not the way...
For years now, I've been waiting for the day when I could go back to my city. But deep inside, if I was ever coming back home, it could only mean one of two things. Either I'd been captured by my people, or I would have preferred being captured myself.
It doesn't matter what condition this city is in. What matters to me is how we get reorganized and who with. I hope that...
If they are feeling anything like what I do, then I guarantee that the dead will...
I sure hope so. Let's change. I'll leave you.
I have nothing to say to you, mercenary. You want to follow these gutless elves? That's your choice, not... Good day, even if the expression isn't necessarily appropriate. Can I help you?
Show me what you have to sell.
Alas, not much. I'm missing so much equipment.
Do you have a moment? I wanted to ask you a few things. What do you know about Caroltha?
It's a very ancient city. Far more... The elves are master preservers of architecture. They shrink from destroying. You can find traces of Carolthas in works that are over 1,000 years old. Some built, but the city also incorporates more primitive districts. And there
What happened here?
As far as I understand it, the Elfin army was caught unaware by powerful...
They didn't stand a chance.
And how could they? Such magic requires the presence of a very powerful... They rarely take to the battlefield. But when they do, all hope is lost.
Who is this Black from?
Don't tell me that you don't...
Don't take me for an idiot. I know what he is, but that doesn't really help.
He's one of the Seven. He's known for his craftiness, his guile. In the past, he used to be more discreet. But for 2 years now, he's been leading the...
What changed?
I don't know. The Ice Lord's alliance is a delicate balance. He has certain abilities that make him fit for the role. Black Frost is without a doubt very effective. Just look at the destruction.
Let's change this later.
Greetings, mercenary. What can I do for you?
Can I have a look at your stock?
A good day to you, mercenary.
I knew how messed up everything was gonna be. You know what a pain in the ass it was hauling my cart here?
I bet. But we're lucky you followed us. We could do with a good smith.
Yeah, well, seeing what's left of the village, it's not like I had a choice. And with you around, business is better than ever. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
Let me see what you've made this time.
I wish I could go out on a recon.
What is it, Vulcan?
I wanted to ask you. The Blades who were in the city.
I hope so. I really hope so. After all, they shouldn't have been taking part in. Generally, the Ice Lords don't kill those they captured. They like to keep their prisoners close by.
Let's change this. I have to go. Edwin, I need to speak.
What can I do?
I would like to... I always hear people talking about the world.
First, forget all the children's stories about a friendly force for good, or its mythical dimension. The world heart is very real. It is above. It is from there that magic comes, as well as certain energies necessary for the... These energies can be captured and used. That is what magicians do, in their own way.
The demon insists we must purify it.
It's a good bet it is referring indirectly to the Ice Lords. As you know, this power has an origin and a cost. They drew it from the world heart with a... Imagine leeches sucking away endlessly on the energy which feeds them.
So all we have to do is go to this place nobody knows and clean out the all-powerful... Aren't you
Is that your polite way of suggesting I...
I was simply concerned about your health.
Oh, how touching. But after having spent nights on...
What happened, Nick?
Wait until your enemies have gathered and then take them by surprise using magic. The attack on the... To cast a spell capable of freezing a river, he could be your key to the world heart. Fine.
We're going to try...
Yes, of course. You'll need to locate a unicorn, a few leprechauns, and perhaps a fairy or two.
So you're saying it's...
You catch on quickly. The might of the entire elven army was swept away. Be realistic. Your ally.
And then what? Wait for the war to be lost? Put off dying another month?
You could hide yourself and learn how to control your demon.
It's tempting. Yeah, why not? I'm getting a little tired of fighting for lost causes.
I cannot allow thee to simply flee. Step off of the path to the world heart and
Vulcan, are you still there?
Yeah. Seems like he's not...
The need to reach its goal has grown too strong. Very well. Your demon will no doubt gain strength through combat, and...
I'm afraid you might be... Thanks.
The Knight knows this region well. He came here once before while he was protecting a delegation from the Alliance. He would like to reconnoiter the area. He thinks he can find...
If you think you can find something useful, go ahead. But remember, the position of the camp must stay secret. Hey, Buffalo.
Not before I've seen you blown up by one of your toes.
Have you had time to...
Yes, but they didn't say much. I don't think they trust us. They were just as stupid as we were. They thought they were going to join up with a great army to be safe.
Do you think they'll stay?
I don't think they're in any mood to fight. Once the...
I'm going.
Greetings, mercenary. I hope you're here to help us defeat the Deadwalkers.
We'll be watching this sector. Thank you for your help, mercenary.
Thanks for the help, mercenary. We're going to keep watch in this sector. If I were you, I wouldn't go near the main gate to the city.
got a problem.
Don't go anywhere near them. It's a trap. I'm certain you could master them in combat, but they are only here to delay you and raise the alarm.
We have to find another way.
The going's a bit steep, so be careful.
Be careful.
I took care of that Deadwalker barricade that was bothering you.
Really? Excellent. Now we can keep watch everywhere on the steps.
I still haven't found your passageway beneath the city.
It's there, somewhere, and we...
I'll be going. The way is clear. I took out the Deadwalker patrols.
And my men are in position. Good work. We'll be able to keep an eye on the entire zone and avoid any unpleasant surprises.
Nothing new?
They still control the perimeter. If the Deadwalkers are...
I'll be going now.
Mercenary.
Did you see any freeborn blades in Carolthus after the Deadwalkers' assault?
Any what?
Freeborn blades. Mercenaries like me.
Difficult to say if they were mercenaries, but I saw some humans, yes. Some of them got captured by the living dead. Others... Anyway, I don't need to draw you a picture.
Do you know where they were taken?
Only thing I saw was that they were split into several groups. For the rest, I was too busy staying alive.
How did you manage to...
Bit of luck, just like with everyone. I pulled guard duty so many times in a row that I was sent on R&R. It was horrible. The deathly sight. Anyway, I jumped into my uniform and ran like crazy until I found my commander.
What can you tell me about you?
I hardly know him. I wasn't in his unit. As far as I know, he wasn't that high up, but he's the highest rank. Anyway, I have to admit that he managed to bring us together.
How are things going in the...
Bah, we're short of everything, and morale's not great. In a way, you could say everything's fine. Even if
I'm leaving. I've seen everything. The Deadwalkers kicking each other's asses.
I beg your pardon?
What? This one talks. What the hell are you, a lich? A zombie scribe?
We've only known one another a few seconds, and already you insult me. Charming, I must say.
If you aren't one of them, then what are you?
I am an immortal superior spirit. And you?
So you're an Ice Lord. I thought you'd be taller or something.
I have absolutely no involvement with that bunch of cheapskate conjurers, and I would never humiliate myself by working for them, since that's what you seem to be suggesting.
Yeah? Rotting flesh, sticking out bones? You sure as hell look like a damn Deadwalker to me.
Tut tut. Did no one ever tell you not to judge a book by its cover? It's true that you're young, but use your wits. Would I be fighting my own troops if what you suggest were the truth?
All I can be sure of is that you're not really alive, and that makes you my enemy. And what's more, you're in my way.
Rotting body will not survive more punishment. In all my 6,000 years, I have never witnessed such power. You seem to be as unique a being as I am. What is the source of your power? What are you?
There's a demon inside me. A creature of flame that claims to come from the World Heart.
How fascinating. Even if the term demon seems to lack precision. Nonetheless, I must confess that in spite of my vast knowledge, I have no idea what this entity really is. At last, something interesting. I was almost dying of boredom. I suspect that exploring what's inside you will probably be quite exciting. No, don't speak. I'm coming with you. I can't wait to find out more about your case. So how shall we begin our newfound friendship?
I have to go into Carolthas. You seem to know your way around. Come with me.
But of course. There is no finer guide than myself. I know a secret way into Carolthas.
Well, yeah, he looks like one. But don't worry, he's on our side. He's not a dead walker. I'll take responsibility. I'm an...
Fear not, my young friend. I don't eat elves. They play havoc with my digestion.
Easy on the jokes, please. Two fairground freaks walking around together is already...
Vulcan, I have to talk to you about Edwin. I saw you getting friendly with her. She is not what she
I know she's not playing straight with us. She's got her.
You don't understand. It's a lot more serious than little secrets. 200 or 300 years ago, there were other groups of sages and magicians, like the Red Scarf.
So you think that they were the ancestors of the Ice Lords or something?
I'm getting to that. The White Lords lived in the north of Vertiel, out in the ice. We know little about them, but in reality, they somehow transformed themselves. And in one, it was the portrait of...
It is suspicious.
Since you seem so close to her, try to find out more about her past. How old is she?
I will have to be careful.
Keep me informed.
I need your help.
If you want.
Mithras, do you have a moment?
My dear?
I'm gonna need your...
At last.
city is an open grave.
A tomb where the dead may not rest in peace. Cruel, yet inventive.
You'd know all about that. We'll be lucky if we find any survivors.
Hey, you! Help us! Look out! Up there!
Hey, you! Help!
We need help.
You there! Help us!
Shh, keep it down. There's still patrols around. We're looking for the other members of the Freeborn Blades. That mean anything to you?
The what? What's that?
The Freeborn Blades. A mercenary company.
Huh. Yeah, I heard of them. I think they're in the southern part of the city. That's where the king was last seen. Maybe you can find him.
You think the king is there too?
I can't be certain he's still there. We can only hope that he's still...
Prince Arundel? What are you doing here, my lord?
I followed you, Vulcan. I must save our king, with or without your aid. What is this thing?
I don't know, but it doesn't look right.
Son? My boy? Can it be you?
Oh, fuck. By all the gods. Father? It cannot be!
Do not look upon me. I am so sorry. Do not stay here. Take the crown and leave this place.
Oh, Father. But what have they done to you?
I surrendered. Lord Blackfrost told me that you were slain. That Marshal Winter's army had left no survivors at Bastion. I had not the strength to even raise my sword. And so he changed us, remade us, the other nobles and I, and all those who had taken refuge in the palace. He wanted me to witness our end, so that I would live without defeat and news of your death for eternity. But you are alive. You live. Your mother and I are so relieved to know you live.
Mother? But how can I release you from this curse?
My son, if you only knew how sorry we are. You cannot save us. We are condemned to this abomination. You must slay us. The others, the Queen, the Count, all of these people. I feel their suffering. Hear their screams within me. Put an end to it, I beg you. Free us that our souls may be with you.
Sire, I can take care of this, if you want me to.
For pity, my boy. Whatever you decide. Take the crown. There is more power lying hid in this twisted corpse than in a dozen juggernauts. I will not stand by and watch those blood-sucking necromancers steal it from me once more.
Sire, please step aside.
What are you doing?
I'm taking back the power that was stolen from the World Heart.
How dare you? That is my father, the King of Caralthas. I have to perform the funeral rite to free his soul. Have you no respect?
Respect for him that joineth with the Deadwalkers? Ha! I think not.
We have to get back to the camp before the Deadwalkers come for us. The death of one of the Liches is bound to have gotten their attention.
I will come soon. I must first perform a ritual to free my father's soul from this unholy carcass so that it may stay with me.
I'll wait outside. afford to wait for Arundel. Not in his condition. The Deadwalkers will be scouring the city to find who killed their Lich. We gotta get back to the camp fast.
Dost thou feel the power of the World Heart flowing through us, since thou didst absorb the Lich?
I feel a little stronger, but it's not enough.
Yes, it is far from over. This power comes straight from the necromancers, who sucked it from the World Heart. We must starve them.
They attacked the wrong person. How dare they condemn our king to such a... It's time for us to repay the Deadwalkers in kind. I want to see them We're going to launch a massive assault to take back our... Vulcan, we will need you, and your extraordinary ability. We have to send a small group to open the city gates. I'm counting on you. I know that you can be stealthy. This is our best chance. Black Frost doesn't seem to be here anymore, and most of his forces...
This prince is a stupid dreamer, but a useful one. If he attacks, he will drop...
All right. Count me in on this mission. I don't intend to take part in the fighting to retake the city, but your last Black Frost should find your army fascinating. He'll send a large part of his and as it appears that his realm is one of the paths to the World Heart.
I would have preferred more assistance, but that'll have to do. This will be a
If you say so. Mathras, you should go find the scribes. I'll join you later.
Thou knowest that Black Frost's palace will take us to the World Heart. Yet still thou doth...
The knight would like to talk to his friend about an ancient ritual. For it is said that wisdom...
A ritual? Considering what happened to me the last time I was at one of those.
Where the knight comes from, the bravest warriors are permitted to... They must search for special ingredients to make a potion for themselves. But if they live, they gain the experience and skills of many warriors.
And you did this?
Yes. The knight accomplished this ritual many years ago. It made him much stronger, and he is sure that if an exception...
So it looks like I'm going off looking for outlandish...
The knight has prepared a list. His friend must...
I'm on it. Sybil.
Yes?
I need your help.
If you want.
Undead? In our camp? Aren't you afraid it'll communicate with its masters? Sir?
It's a calculated risk. Your friend Edwin told me that she can interrogate those creatures, so we captured one.
You really can do some pretty weird things.
Listen, Vulcan. We're not going to turn down any information. If we can find out how to haul our asses out of the fire, I don't see it. Ready to make it talk?
If our fire breather doesn't need me right away, I can start getting ready.
Excellent.
Listen, maggot head.
That's not quite. It can't just answer questions like that. Tell me what you want to know and I'll...
In that case, why not dig everything out?
Even for someone as skilled as me, that could take weeks. Its brain, however limited, is...
All right. I want to know if that bastard Black Frost...
Let me concentrate. I see him raising the wave and turning the whole city into ice. This soldier must have been at his feet. Apparently he left right after.
What are those powerful dead you were talking?
I see a flying creature, like the one in the swamp, and others. The image is...
What What were the Black Frost?
You have to understand that this creature's ability to comprehend is... He asked to be sent living people. The other living people must still be alive, and of course, that he be informed.
Does he know we entered the city?
This dead thing doesn't anyway. But that... I think that he... Oh no!
Huh? Who...
Well. Probing the spirits of the dead. You can well imagine that this sort of... So, that's where my...
I must break the link!
Hello! Let me see what you...
The knight has come to ask help from his friend. While on reconnaissance, he spotted a convoy which he thinks should be stopped. A group of dead walkers transporting an object. He thinks they should be attacked and the object taken from them while there is still time. The broken road will only slow them a little. The knight and his friend must get there as quickly as possible.
Okay then. I have to go somewhere with Ranval. Wait for me.
Very well, but be careful. you